Welcome back to This Week in Weed. Let's take a look at this week's top stories. Members of Congress are urging President Obama to halt the Justice Department's crackdown on California's medical cannabis providers and are calling on the administration to reschedule the plant in recognition of its therapeutic utility. On Friday, 9 members of Congress sent a letter to the President to express their concerns with the recent activity by the Department of Justice against legitimate medical cannabis dispensaries in California. These actions directly interfere with California's 15-year-old medical cannabis law by eliminating safe access to medication for the state's thousands of medical cannabis patients. Earlier this month, United States Deputy Attorney General James Cole, along with 4 U.S. attorneys from California, announced plans to escalate federal prosecution efforts targeting the state's medical cannabis dispensaries and providers. Since their announcement, the U.S. attorneys have sent eviction notices to the landlords and the financial institutions of several cannabis providers throughout the state. The representative's letter to Obama states, "During your presidential campaign, you repeatedly pledged to end federal raids against the individuals and collectives authorized by state law to use or provide medical cannabis. By pursuing the same harsh policies that have been in place for years, we fear that the federal government will push legitimate patients back into the uncertainty and danger of the illicit market. For these reasons, it is more important now than ever to reschedule marijuana as a legitimate controlled substance for medicinal purposes. No longer should the federal government's laws supersede the wishes of local citizens who have decided that their fellow neighbors ought to have the right to legitimately use medical marijuana." The letter concludes, "We respectfully request that your administration reschedule marijuana, administratively or publicly support the adoption of legislation that would change the federal statute to achieve this goal." Alcohol consumption causes far greater harms to the individual user and to society than does the use of cannabis, according to a review published online in the Journal of Psychopharmacology, the journal of the British Association of Psychopharmacology. Investigators at the Imperial College of London assessed the relative physical, psychological, and social harms of cannabis and alcohol. Authors reported that cannabis inhalation, particularly long-term, contributes to some potential adverse health effects, including harms to the lungs, circulatory system, as well as the exacerbation of certain mental health risks. By contrast, authors describe alcohol as a toxic substance that is responsible for an estimated 5% of the total global disease burden. Researchers determined a direct comparison of alcohol and cannabis showed that alcohol was considered to be more than twice as harmful as cannabis to the individual user and 5 times more harmful as cannabis to others. As there are a few areas of harm that each drug can produce where cannabis scores more dangerous to health than alcohol, we suggest that even if there were no legal impediment to cannabis use, it would be unlikely to be more harmful than alcohol. They concluded, the findings underline the need for a coherent, evidence-based drugs policy that enables individuals to make informed decisions about the consequences of their drug use. Survey data collected from members of a prominent Berkeley, California medical marijuana collective indicates that most patients reduce their intake of conventional medications following their initiation of cannabis therapy. The results of an anonymous survey found that 66% of respondents said that they consumed cannabis as a prescription drug substitute. Many respondents said that they preferred cannabis because it possesses fewer health side effects than conventional medications. Some 70% of respondents said that they used cannabis to treat a chronic condition, such as diabetes or arthritis. Just over half said they used marijuana for pain relief, including arthritis, migraines, and accident-related injuries. Nearly 3/4 of respondents said that they possessed health insurance. Thanks for watching This Week in Weed. Make sure to come back every Thursday for the newest installment.